Our physicist, Dr. Stephen Hoover, works at a company called Civis Analytics. Before we get into Dr. Hoover's role at the company, first we'll go over the background of Civis. This is a company which creates data models and experiments to conduct tests. Other companies hire Civis Analytics to conduct these tests to gather useful data that they can use for their own purposes. Civis first worked with political campaigns, but has expanded until today to work with healthcare, media, and educational companies as well. Some of these companies include Piaggio, an Italian motors company, the Discovery Channel, Airbnb, which is a rental company for home and estate, and also the 2012 election for President Obama. Since the election in 2013, the company went public to start working for other non-profit organizations as well as other corporations in the business world. Dan Wagner, the original founder and CEO of Civis Analytics, and his team were hired to work on the Obama team in 2012 US election. Here, they collected data that would be useful to calculate voter impact, turnout, and other factors, as well as create a margin of error in calculations. This was done by collecting studies all over the US, taking results from these studies, and creating algorithms based on demographics and target audiences. This software was named Golden and was used by President Obama in calculating voter turnout in his election. The software created by Civis Analytics is used by other companies to maximize efficiency in various aspects of their business. As an example, software made by Civis for an advertising company will take into account every different type of person in a demographic, and based on this, it produces predictions. These predictions are used by the company to determine where, when, and who to display their advertising towards. So now that we went over the company that Dr. Hoover works at, let's take a look at what his job is at this company. As we went over before, Civis Analytics produces software for other companies, but there are many steps involved in this process, starting with the meeting a company and ending with software being released and tested. There are many people who are a part of this process, and Dr. Stephen Hoover personally is responsible at his company for designing and coding the software that deals with data model and other information for the companies. Before he started working at Civis, he went to the University of California and achieved a PhD in physics. Using this degree, he was able to get a job at the University of Chicago working on research projects on cosmology. Here, he used the knowledge from his physics degree every day, but over 4 years later, he decided to move on to data science, where he is currently working today. Data science is a field of study relating heavily to science and math. Data scientists, similarly to statisticians, work every day to create censuses and studies. They prototype this data to fit different situations and create software to track it. The software is made to track changes and influences of demographics of a company's target audience. For this example, a software that a company would use would maximize the efficiency of their advertisement targeting. There are many skills that data scientists need to have to be successful, but all of these are not necessarily directly relating to their job. Data scientists need to be fluent in using both statistical programming languages, such as R and Python, as well as database querying languages, such as SQL. Python and R are most commonly used to perform calculations based on many different variables, while a language like SQL is used to update and retrieve data from a remote database through a computer. Data scientists also need to have an understanding of basic statistics, as taught in school. This helps when using different techniques, formulas, and whatever else may make their job a little easier to understand. Math is very important to know as well, just because there may be various different types of data sets as part of a project. Understanding how to deal with multivariable calculus and algebra is very important to a data scientist. Using calculus and algebra is very closely linked to physics, and is also why data science is a popular field among physicists. Data munging is a concept that is very important for data scientists because of regularly inconsistent data. As an example, people in a survey asked to write their birth date or address will often do so in a variety of different formats. Because of this, it's important to have the ability to organize, remove, and reform large samples of data. These are the main skills that data scientists need to possess and perform their job on a daily basis. In conclusion, data science is a field in which many physicists choose to work after their jobs in research. This is because of the many similarities between the two in problem solving. Working in this field not only requires mathematical knowledge, but also a degree of computer use. This is relevant in programming and using the software that the company is responsible for creating.